Hello and welcome to the Every Other Saturday podcast for a brand new episode this week. We'll be covering Hibs 2-0 result. It's seen as return the league form that we saw against Hearts. Annan Athletic saw us go to Galabank with Aaron Ramsey and players you would never think you've seen a pitch like that and getting the job done in the cup, which was the main thing. And we'll look forward to the next two games. Big tie on Thursday, Borussia Dortmund in Germany, and also Dundee United at Tannadice, which, looking at the 2 day games, it's probably the bigger one on paper at the moment. Going to Tannadice and hopefully getting a victory. So if you do enjoy the podcast, as always, if you could like, subscribe and share about for us, very much appreciated. We'll start on with Hibs then. When was that? Last Wednesday now. So again, it was important to get another result against the Edinburgh side. Obviously, you know what Hibs can possess. There's not been great under Sean Maloney. Knew that coming into that game. But it was just important to carry on where we left off against Hearts. It was dominant. We weren't giving them any time to do anything. And I felt at times it wasn't as great as the Hearts game, obviously, by the scoreline as well. And that, but we get the 3 points, we get 2 goals, and we leave Ibrox happy again.
That's the main thing, mate. It's the main thing, as I said to you, now until, as you said there, Dundee game's probably the way it's turned out at the moment. Times bigger than the Dortmund game for us. Every game now it feels like a cup final, to be honest with you, in the league. As I say, 1 point in it. But it's just good to have Morelos, as I said, back to his form, putting the ball in the net. Tav doing the decent thing, scoring the penalty. I know it's been maybe a difficult thing for him previous times, but I'm happy scoring the penalties. But no, as you said, it was just important to get the win against Hibs. Rolling on.
Exactly, because we all know we're in a a title race as of obviously a couple of weeks ago. It's starting to heat up again. As you say, every game is just becoming a cup final for us. And I actually left Ibrox on Wednesday night. So happy we won, but also so happy we got to take a break for the league for a while, because it's no good for the heart watching any game in the league at the moment, especially when you're in this situation. So it was a welcome break for me to be thinking about Annan and that sort of pressure being off a wee bit. But against Hibs, we started pretty well. Obviously, within the first 4 minutes, we've got a penalty, clear penalty. Paul McGinn obviously pulls his Ryan Kent's shirt, takes him down. And it was a good contribution for him as well. He got the penalty, we scored 1-0 up, they got it for a corner, he gets injured, and then that's within 10 minutes and he's off the pitch. But we struggled really to get any rhythm because of the refereeing performance again, which was really poor. Every single tussle or tackle was just getting blown for in favour of the other team. I know Hibs had a penalty shout that we only seen a couple of days after the game, which it was suspicious how we got a free kick for that. I'll obviously put my hand up whenever the referee gets something wrong, and on our part, I feel like that's maybe a call in Hibs' way that he got wrong. But we started the second half again, soaking up a bit of pressure, and we got that moment. Tavernier obviously sliding through Morelos. Great finish, and that was enough to seal the game up. And the next question I have for you is this: Alfredo Morelos, right now under Van Bronckhorst, is a special player. He's bagging goals all the time. He looks a threat. He just looks the part compared to what he maybe was at the start of the season. But is this the best version of Alfredo Morelos that's played for Rangers? Because I know obviously when he joined, he was still a young guy in 2017-18. We were in poor teams, but he was still providing goals. 2018 under Gerrard, obviously he done very well. 2019 for me still sticks out as probably his best season at Rangers. I think he scored about 30 goals before Christmas. To me, this is similar to what he's doing now. Every time he gets the ball, he looks like he's going to score. He always looks a threat, and that's exactly what you want your number 9 to be. So what do you think? For me, the way I'm going to look at it is it 29 Morelos, where he was scoring against Porto and Feyenoord?
I don't think.
Or is it this one?
No, I think it's 2019, mate. As I say to you, that was probably, that'll probably be the thing. Right now, as I say, he's doing the job. He looks slimmer, looks a lot happier. He actually looks like he's enjoying his game. I seen you show there's a comparison, say, when Gerrard was still here and to now with Gio. So, I mean, definitely, as I say, he looks a lot happier in his play. He's hungry. The hunger's back. He wants to put the ball in the net. And I think it also has to do with, with the national team. He must get fed up of going out there and basically just going for a holiday, because that's all it is for him, really. So he must get fed up with that. So I think that's got a part to play in it as well. Maybe try to show, look, listen, I'm doing the job. As soon as I've come away, Colombia have had bad results. He's putting the ball in the net for us. He's doing the job for us. But in terms of us, mate, I just think he's always going to put the ball in the net. I don't really care who the manager is. I know he'll do his job. As I say, mate, he's best forward at the club, and it's just so vital, as I said to you, through last summer and what have you, that we kept holding him. I just feel like special guy, mate. He got to have his records. As I said, 100 goals. He's got the league title now. Everyone adores him. So for me, I would definitely say 2019 is probably his best thing, as you say, scoring into Porto, scoring vital goals in as well. I also do think about getting them old firm goals and all, and I do think,
of course,
for him as well. But no, as I say, mate, I'm happy he's firing on all cylinders, and at a crucial time for us right now. As I say, every league game's like a cup final. European big stages, we know he loves that. We know he loves to turn out with a goal, and I'm hoping on Thursday night, Alfredo can be doing the knee slide in Germany.
I hope so. The 2022 version of Morelos, currently under Van Bronckhorst, for me is the more complete player, I would say, because anytime he gets the ball, whether he's receiving it deep, obviously I know Gerrard wanted him to come inside and try to get the ball, he play forward, but when he comes in now, he's bullying like the players off the ball, and his range of passing for a striker is unbelievable. Every time he makes a pass, it's right on the money every single time. Even if it's a cross-field switch pass, it's like always on the money. That surprised me about him a lot, his range of passing. But I'd say he's probably the more complete player than now. In terms of 2019, the squad we had available at the time, obviously there's still a lot of players that are still here, and it's a lot of the same squad. But you look at Shea Ojo, John Flanagan, like players like that were in the team at that time, and he was providing on big stages against Porto. I mean, Porto haven't been beat in the league. I think they're the longest running team in world football that haven't been beat in the league. So to be able to go there and get a point off them, and then beat them 2-0 obviously in that season was special. But I'd say 2022 for me is the more complete version of this player. I think he's going to get even better, but it's good that he's hitting this form, as we say, like going into this massive run of games. Like, you need a striker that's going to be a threat and be a nuisance up there. And you look at Livingston at home a couple of weeks ago, we had Cedric Itten up there. You just never felt like he was going to do anything. Whereas if Morelos was there, at least one of them's going in the back of the net, which is positive for us, because obviously I like Kemar Roof as well, but just nobody comes close to Morelos. Like, you look at how good we play against Hearts Hibs with him there, compared to obviously previous, and it's night and day in terms of striking options.
As you were saying there, but the passing ability as well is ridiculous. You would honestly, just the ability, mate, that he has in the passing, as you say, for a forward, you don't expect that. And as you're saying, I honestly, I'm saving my prediction for next season. I'll be honest with you, I think Gio we'll see the full impact with Gio, as you say, maybe next season. But as I say right now, the impact that Gio probably, and Roddy Mackay as well, probably have had on him, it's just fantastic. And as I say, he knows what it means, man. He knows what it means for us if we really go and win the league this season. But no, just with the silly haircuts and all. I remember at the start, I know he's still got a wee bit in me, but I'm not one to talk for the hair, but I'm just saying, I mean, I know with the half shaved and a slide on, but no, as I say, I adore the boy, and hopefully it's just a continuation, Jack, in Morelos. When we are comparing these seasons, maybe when we look back at his time at Rangers, which one was the best version of him. But as you're saying right now, probably is the most complete that he'll be. And aggression as well, we've got to talk about that as well. Beforehand getting sent off, silly red cards and what have you, and now he seems a bit more, it's still there, which is good, but it's a bit more calmer, and he knows when to keep his head a bit more, which is a lot.
Because actually a big thing to look at was that I forgot to even bring up was, if he get booked against Hibs, he would have missed the home game against Motherwell. So for the fact that obviously you're thinking of Morelos definitely going to be in the book some way, but the fact he didn't get booked and we've got him available for that as well is obviously important. And his record obviously has been, I think the last time he got sent off was against Celtic in 2019. So he's came a long way for getting sent off all the time to obviously now.
Just thought about when he was getting sent off apart and you know, I'm on him.
Of course, John Hartson greeting on TalkSport about he's what kill Celtic fans and that. I know. But we'll move on to Annan then. No Morelos was available for that one, but we didn't need him. Great video I actually watched yesterday, just covering the full day by Footy Adventures. We've had them on here obviously before. If you've not seen that, go watch it. He was on the press team for the Annan that day, and he was right next to all the Rangers players. We interview with Kemar Roof on his channel as well. And just a great video documenting how big these games are for smaller clubs like Annan. Like, they were buzzing for the fact they had Rangers in town. Obviously, want to predict an upset and see players like Aaron Ramsey, Diallo, Tavernier and all that lined up on the pitch. So that was a great video. And the magic of the cup, to be honest with you, like going to these wee venues and all that, obviously it'd be nice to get a ticket for them, but it's like gold dust. It's a good experience. So obviously we're not there to take part in all these sort of things. We need to go win the game, which we did very comfortably. Like 3 goals in the space of half an hour, 40 minutes. Starting with Philip Olander, which I'm very happy to see him back with the current injury situation at centre half. Obviously getting a goal as well, looking a threat at the corners, which I don't feel we've really looked a threat without him on the pitch. He's clearly the biggest threat for the back for us. Aaron Ramsey obviously getting the assist for that one as well. Kemar Roof, he's not featured in the past couple of games. Another really good strike for him. And then Sakala, I don't know if he meant it or not, but Amad Diallo in the middle of the pitch for me was turning it on. Great through ball, and obviously we get the Ronaldo Sue celebration at the end of it. So that was pretty much the game. The second half was done. We did get to see Leon King, Alex Lowry, Charlie McCann make his debut as well. All 3 of them looking positive, and the future's looking bright in terms of the academy again.
Tremendous when they all came on. I was so excited to see them come on. As I said to you, I watched the game against Sevilla in the under-19s or what have you thing, where I was seeing they were showing a lot. I wish the first team would show in terms of fight, looking for square goals after they get that's no the 90s anymore. But definitely don't want square goals after the game. But they were just showing character and they were batting each other, and I liked that for that game. But no, when they came on, they were superb. As I say, Charlie McCann and Lowry linking up and some beautiful play. But King and all, I know when we've seen him, he doesn't look that big in person, mate. But I'm telling you, he ain't scared to go in for a tackle. That boy, he likes a tackle. Definitely left it on there. But as you said, with the first half of the game, Hollander getting a nice big header. Connor Golson seems to be there all the time in the box. I know you said Hollander probably more a threat there, but Golson's in there as well. But Hollander is probably more a threat. Nice delivery for Aaron Ramsey as well. He was unlucky to have him sell a goal. I know he went for a nice finish. We don't do that here, son. This ain't Italy. Understand? This is Scottish football. It's
sorry when it pays off though.
Aye, no, it is. Sakala, did he mean it or not? I'm going to say he meant it. He's seen the keeper and he thought, bam, I'm doing that. Celebration at top but off was fantastic. I seen the bench was all chuckling at his celebration anyway. So I know I was just positive to have a game. And as you say, magic of the cup. We could have got knocked out there, do you know what I mean? It would have been massive. As I said, I was looking at the build-up for the Hibs game against, was it Arbroath? Listening to the manager talk on the STV and things like that, and his journey sort of coming to the game and whatever. So it's, as I say, the cup's still a magical thing, but you always know the last 4 is probably going to be the 2 for Edinburgh, maybe Isle or Aberdeen, Motherwell, or one of the 2 for Glasgow. So no St Johnstone, because they're in the relegation. No, I predicted it, I'm just saying. No, but it was positive, mate. As I said, I liked seeing the young lads come on, as I said to you. The young right back we signed, for me, was very impressive. I enjoyed watching him. When the cameraman decided to wipe the lens and get a wee clean every 2 minutes. Terrible conditions. Aaron Ramsey must have been thinking to himself, this is no what I'm used to, even though he's a Welsh lad. But no, I enjoyed watching that right back play though, mate. He showed a lot of quality for me, to be honest with you. He was one that stood out. Apologies for not hanging his name off top. But
I'll clear up with you there, because I also thought he was he was really good as well, especially for your debut, playing 90 minutes, obviously straight for the off. I look positive every single time he get the ball. He was always trying to drive forward. He's clearly get a lot of raw pace. Get a decent delivery as well. Still young, which I like the way the club are going in terms of getting an able deputy that's obviously promising youngster as well. So I think we'll be pretty fine at right back. Obviously, it's only one game against Annan. Like, you've got to take that into account as well. But I thought he was good.
I thought he did a
Zakowski.
really good job, mate. As I say,
Aye,
you can only beat
definitely.
who's in front of you. And I think we do need to give a special shout out to John McLaughlin for the swapping of the jerseys one half and the second half. I thought that's good marketing by the team there. Castro getting the marketing in.
No. But it was just positive all round. It was good to see Stephen Davis, Ramsey, Hollander all get an hour play time. Hopefully,
especially Ramsey.
That builds them up for games to come on, because it's looking like Hollander's going to play a lot of football now, straight after a surgery and all that. So it was good to get him minutes. It was good to obviously get the youngsters, get Zakowski a debut, see Kemar Roof back in the score sheet. Sakala, again, really underrated member of the squad for me. Every single time he's on the pitch, he's always scoring goals, but he rarely ever gets a start. So fair play to Sakala again as well.
As I said to you watching that game, for getting that guy for a free transfer and the amount of goals and assists that he's done this season, it's fantastic business for the club yet again for me. And he is one that I do feel is underrated. We're going to get on to the game on Thursday. Definitely somebody for me that I'm looking at starting. I just think he should be playing a wee bit more than he probably is. Understand the situation with the boy was signed to Man United on loan. Probably going to have him playing a majority of the games, which is fair play. But Farshin Sakala, the spirit he brings in Everton, as I say, celebrations, he's just such a positive individual. And I say his backstory, and we've touched on it before, but what a guy. Tremendous. That's a guy I want to see smiling all the time. Aye,
definitely. Sakala is just a sort of breath of fresh air to everybody. Every time you see him score, he's just buzzing, which is obviously nice to see. Every time he just goes on the pitch, he's buzzing. So definitely the kind of member of the squad I think you want to have around. And it would be nice to see him get more starts and all that. But it's nice to see, even if he's coming off the bench, he's still getting goals and he's not letting let starting games get to him. He's coming on and making constant impact all the time. So very good for Fashion Sakala. But there was a negative for me. The negative was Scott Wright. The guy started the game and it didn't really look like he was ever on the pitch, to be honest with you. I think he did last the full 90 as well. Just really poor. Gio's put his faith in him. Obviously scored a couple of goals in the lead up to the winter break and all that. He was playing well, he was getting a start. I was like, right, maybe Scott Wright, we'll see the best sort of version of him when we've not got a right winger available, obviously, before Diallo's signing. And you're looking at Diallo coming in now, Arfield playing over you in that position. You're like, right, this is my time to really go make an impact now, to get myself back into plans, because he's not even been on the bench the past couple of games either. And he just failed again to make any sort of impact. Scott Wright, I just feel that his days are numbered at the club. He starts and his game time is numbered now at the moment. And I think that will definitely be somebody in the summer that will be off the wage bill for sure, because it's not really worked out. Not seen really anything for him in a year that he's been at the club that wants him to even still obviously be starting games in that, which is unfortunate because he came with a lot of promise, obviously. In his first sort of few games we've seen him, he looked something different, but just with us constantly improving, he's not really came with all the other players that are improving. So Scott Wright, he was poor. Second tier team as well, Annan, he's let himself down, I think.
I think he's like people like myself who wanted to see him, as you say, go on and progress and maybe try and do something. But see, if you can't beat your first man, you're not playing. I'm sorry. I'm not having that. As I say, between him and Cedric, they're two lads that you were desperate to do well at the club. You felt that they deserved a wee chance, and they have been given chances under Gio, and they've just not taken them. So with Cedric, it's a bit more. I think, as I say, he's went for playing relegation football where he shouldn't have been in the first place, to coming back in where it's must win. You must win all the time. So maybe that's a difficult adjustment for him. But even at that, I still don't think he's at it for us, to be honest with you. Even when he signed, I thought that as well. Obviously, try to back the guy as best as we could. Scott Wright as well, mate. I just think, see, when the youngsters are coming on and they're influencing the game a lot more than you have been. You've been on for the first half and you've done nothing really. As I say, he said he couldn't get a game for Aberdeen. It's probably going to be he couldn't get a game for Athletic the way it's going for him, to be honest. I'm being honest. I mean, I almost had a heart attack when we were watching the game, and when the lads who were watching it went, "Is Barisic the captain?" When Davis was, my heart nearly, honestly, what are you saying that to me?
He's right. He nearly went into a cardiac
Honestly,
arrest when he heard that.
I never want to hear that. Was a sentence in my life I never want to hear again, to be honest with you. And then your face when we seen Big Jack Simpson coming on. Honestly, I couldn't believe he was bringing him on and all. Jesus.
Yeah, I know it's one of them though. The game's done. I understand, but if Jack Simpson's not been trusted to start a game against Annan Athletic, why is he even still here? Why did we not try our best? Obviously, we probably did try, but nobody just wanted to get pay his wages. That's probably
no. But that's my thing. As I said to you at the time, watching the game is we're desperate, obviously, because the injury between Haaland and Balogun. The two of them seem to be having a wee bit of injury-prone situation going on here. We were desperate to bring John Souttar in the door. Do you know what I mean? But Hearts chose to play the difficult game, and the guys having to play in a 2-1 loss to Dundee and going to penalties with Livingston. Do you know what I mean? All credit to the two of them, but it shouldn't be there, man. It should be. We've signed the boy and he's having to go through that. It just annoys me with that situation. But definitely, I think the players as we've touched on there, Scott Wright, Cedric Kitten, Barisic. Hopefully, I'm desperate for it. I don't care what MD says anymore. I'm desperate for the guy to leave. I'm desperate for him, and Jack Simpson as well. Hopefully, we get them out the door. For me, they need to be going. I couldn't when that sentence was said. Honestly, I nearly collapsed then and there. No, never.
John McLaughlin was the captain anyway, so you're all right. Barisic, I know he's obviously played a lot better against Annan than he did against Hibs when he came on, but
was doing the. No, even when he came on against Hibs and he came in with that reckless tackle on that Jasper boy, I thought, you're trying to get yourself sent off here. And then when he plays against Annan, he's doing the same thing he did in the Old Firm, and he's been doing it all season, where he thinks he's a goalkeeper and he's batting up. What are you, bro?
Nah.
What? You can whip the ball in.
He's frustrating to watch, especially when you've got Calvin Bassett left back, who just is the complete package at the moment. But enough on the negativity with the players. I think obviously we gave our opinion on them and they were poor. But
so are we going on to the reason why Haaland's staying indoors, which is Calvin Bassett?
Well, of course, Dortmund next, innit? Well, obviously the Scottish Cup draw is going to be the night, so we've not got the draw until later on the night, but we'll look forward to that anyway. Dortmund for Galabank to the Westfalen Stadion, I think it's called, in Borussia Dortmund. So I think there's 10,000 fans going to be at this one. I think Germany are still operating under sort of COVID protocols and that. We know fans, 500 Rangers fans, lucky enough to travel over as well. That'll be a great experience for them. But obviously, it's massive. In Europe, we want to be playing European football against the biggest clubs in it, and it couldn't get any bigger. In the Europa League, we're playing Borussia Dortmund away from home the first leg Thursday night. No Erling Haaland. I put up a tweet actually because he saw the Jack Simpson performance against Annan. He was like, "Nah, sack that. I'm not playing him." Obviously, he's going to be out, which is going to be a big advantage for us because I was looking at Borussia Dortmund's team and obviously we've got Daniel Malin in there. They signed for PSV in the summer for a hefty fee. He's done all right, but he's just not the same as Erling Haaland up there. That is one of the top two players in world football at the moment. It would be nice to see a Rangers team coming up against them, but it's just going to be nice to see, especially obviously on Valentine's Day 10 years ago. We know what happened. For this week for us to be playing Borussia Dortmund in the Europa League is just mental. Buzzing for it. Well, buzzing for as soon as the draw was made. But what's your thoughts going into this one? I know nobody's really giving Rangers a chance, but I'm optimistic. I'm thinking we go over here with the right game plan. We set up well, and we actually try and play a bit of football. We might be able to nick something here.
We might be able to nick something. I mean, I'm not an expert, as I say, on the German football. There's a lot of potential signings in there for big Premier League teams and what have you. But looking at the sort of the results, it seems like they're a bit up and down. So I mean, I'll actually just say, why no? Just take the game with them. What have we got to lose? Mm-hmm. I mean, the positive you could hope for is a draw, but I don't really like the idea of just sitting in and waiting to be countered, waiting to be hit on the attack all the time. So I think for myself, man, hit them on a counter, maybe with the pacey Ryan Kent and Fashion Sakala. Or I mean, do we just go for it, Jack? And I like the idea of just going for it and just going, do you know what? These are the big games that we want to be playing in. These are the big games, hopefully, we will be playing in next season in terms of Champions League. Let's just go for it. Let's go and enjoy the occasion. To the lucky fans that are over there, enjoy your time out there. It should be special. I mean, the atmosphere at Dortmund is probably one of the top tiers in world football. So enjoy it. And I just think about Haaland for them, really. I think we should just go for it. Obviously, they still have dangerous players in their team, Marco Reus and what have you, and all that part. So there are dangerous sides still, mate. But I'm just interested to see how my boy Alfredo Morelos handles somebody like a World Cup winner in Matt Hummels. I'm interested to see that battle. Obviously, the French lad they've got as well. I don't know his name off the top of my head, but it's going to be an interesting battle to see their defence versus Morelos, Ryan Kent as well. This is the game, mate. You've been in Germany before. You maybe know a bit more about the German style of playing, what have you. But also Gio and we've got a big man on the bench as well, Rory McCarthy, obviously Bayern Munich. Hope he turns up to Dortmund wearing the Bayern Munich shirt. I hope Rangers turn up when they're training. We're at the Bayern Munich, Rangers in a Bayern Munich shirt or something. Let's go there and do that. You know what I mean? Mind games, get in their head, psychology. I'm just hoping for a positive performance, mate. Just let's know, mate. Let's just go out there and get battered in the first leg.
Exactly what you've got to look at it. We can't go out there and have the game by us before we even get to Ibrox, because everybody wants to get to Ibrox and enjoy the occasion.
I'm telling you, if we get a decent result, fingers crossed, if we get a decent result against them on Thursday, and the next time we're coming hanging at Ibrox, I'm telling you, we can beat them at Ibrox. If we get them at Ibrox, we can beat them. And
I would like to think that's what the players and the management will think as well, that we will set up defensive. That's not going to be a secret. I don't think we'll set up in a way that we're not going to leak goals, I hope. But we're going to set up in a way that we're going to be able to counter and actually hurt them on the attack as well, because we're not going to just sit and soak up all the pressure for the full 90. We're going to go and break and try to make things happen with dangerous players that we've got as well. We've got players that could easily hurt them. But obviously they're clear favourites, Borussia Dortmund. They've not been great this season. I think they've come under a lot of criticism with their manager on that. Like, they're always criticism.
They've never. When was the last time they had a decent manager? Let's be honest. What was it? Jurgen Klopp. That was the last time they've had a decent manager. Well, you could say Tuchel, but he ended up getting thrown on the chopping block and all. So I mean, I don't know. I think they should just. For me to sit here and say they should just realise they're not going to win the league, because Bayern Munich just buy these best players and just win it all the time. But they're a great club in terms of developing players, if you want to talk about that. I mean, taking Jude Bellingham for Birmingham, developing him, Jadon Sancho for Manchester City Academy and what have you. So they've done really well in terms of developing players, even probably in the German league as well. But as you're saying, mate, I just want to go there and just go for it. But at the same time, more likely, I think about the Lyon game and how well we did in that. I didn't expect us to do as well as we did in that game in terms of playing football. I thought we were just going to let them have all the ball and just we actually went for that a wee bit as well. So I'm hoping for that. But at the end of the day, I hope we're sitting there with the Bayern Munich hats on and giving them a bit yet. Give them a bit yet. Let them have a bit yet. Man, that's what the game's all about.
It'd just be such a boost for everybody as well. If we were to go over there and win the game, obviously is first point, draw the game and take something back to Ibrox and hopefully have a chance of beating them there. That would just be such a boost going into Dundee United as well, because Dundee United, everybody's looking at that. Like, we get beat at Tannadice last time. Like, this is a big game. They're hitting form and all that. Like, that sort of boost on Thursday would be big going into Sunday.
I don't know how it is with the negativity already, mate. Let's keep on the positive at the moment. All right, Thursday nights is when we can have a wee night off for the, as you say, the heart pulping. The league it's confusing at the moment. It's got our emotions all over the place. Thursday night's a bit more a chill, a bit more underdog fight, a bit more a belief that we can do something, even if it's 2-1, mate. That's what I was going to say to you there. Even if it's we lose 2-1, I still have confidence. We get them at Ibrox, we can do it. I'm telling you. Maybe that's just me and my hope, my heart leading me over my head, but I really just I would love to see us do them at Ibrox, even with that big man standing there, big Norwegian man. Blackton, what was that? You're away to Real Madrid or Barcelona? You get beat at Ibrox. They know they're scoring all.
No, it would be impressive for us to go over there and do something, but I'll go into the team that I would play over in Dortmund then. As I say, I think we're going to need to counter with pace and just have a good unit about us. Obviously, we maintaining it. McGregor, Tav, Goldson, Hollander. It's a great time for him to come back into it. Expect him to start. Bassey at left back, and that just feels more of a settled back line than having Bassey out there and Barisic. I would really be fearing for my life if we were having that. But hopefully Hollander starts. John Lundstrom, I see no reason why he doesn't keep his place. Glenn Kamara in there, I'd say the two of them sitting with Aribo in front. Aribo will be the man sort of do the backtracking as well when we need it, and then hopefully break forward as well. Amad Diallo for me starts the game. Ryan Kent on the left and Alfredo Morelos, obviously. It'd be unfortunate for maybe Scott Arfield not to come in, but I just don't feel like this is the kind of game for him. Out wide, I feel like obviously we got it totally wrong against Celtic. If we get it right here, we actually work on what we've done wrong in that game and have a go as well when we can. I just feel like that's a much more sort of attacking 40 to go and hurt Borussia Dortmund. Obviously, we've got the security at the back with Kamara and that. Hopefully, Ryan Jack is involved at some point, whether that be on the bench, just so he's back for obviously in time for the weekend, because I think he's going to be quite a vital player for the Dundee United game. So that's the team I would play. Any changes in your part?
I would have Lowry start over Diab. No, of course I wouldn't. Idiots, honestly, idiots. No, listen, the guy has a lot of European experience, something we were talking about before starting the podcast. We was Atlanta. I might be the chip shop. No, what joke. Atlanta, Manchester United. He's played in European football before, so definitely for me, he's got to start. It'd be nice to see Aaron Ramsey maybe come on, get some minutes in there as well. We never know, Ramsey might start the game. I definitely agree with the team that you said there, mate, and I definitely do believe we'll hit them on the counter, soak up the pressure. I do feel they're vulnerable. We've got to just go for them. Just go for them, man. Honestly, with the pace, I do. Fashion Scala for me is one as well. If we can get him on, as I said to you, sometimes when Fashion plays, it's like a puppy. He's just so, do you know what I mean? Like, it's so excitement. It's sometimes he needs to think about what he's doing. A bit more, better decision making would be good for Fashion sometimes. But hey, did he mean it or did he not mean it? He meant it. I'm standing by it. He meant it. He knew what he was doing. Maybe he could do the Haaland celebration if he scored. That would be so good if he did that. By the way, Morelos is going to do the knee slide. Give Fashion the one to do the addition out with the banter. Either way, mate, I'm just looking forward to it. It's nice to be involved in these big ties again and having everyone looking forward to the game. As I say, I'm just confident that if we can get a decent result, I'm telling you, we'll do them at Ibrox. We'll do them at Ibrox.
Well, hopefully you're right with that one, because Borussia Dortmund team, obviously they've got a few injuries at the moment themselves. As we spoke about Haaland and that. The right back area is quite a problem position for them. Also, Thomas Munier's out injured. Matteo Mori hasn't featured all season due to injury. So in terms of right back position, they're pretty weak. So their team's probably going to be Kobel, I think his name is, German goalkeeper. Akanji featured at right back for them at the weekend there, so I probably expect him to play there. Hummels and Zagadou at the back. And Rafael Guerrero at left back. The Hood, Witzel and Bellingham in the midfield. Royce, Malin and Julian Brandt is the attacking lineup. Obviously, that is still very, very strong. That's without, obviously, Giovanni Reina, Erling Haaland. That's without quite a few other, obviously, star players. Just looking forward to facing sort of Jude Bellingham and Marco Reus and that. It's just going to be a special occasion for the players to be involved in.
Exactly. That's what I think about. I think, right, okay, guys, well, you're going to experience what it's going to be like. Hopefully we can get in the Champions League next season and do the business which we hope to do. You'll experience what it's like. I mean, Kamara had the tournament. I mean, Aribo had his tournament as well, but it's a different thing for these lads, man. They're going up against Jude Bellingham and what have you. So, I don't know, mate. I'm just buzzing for it, whatever I'm talking. But I think, listen, if they've got a problem with the right back position, then Ryan Kent, son, please. Big game.
No, he's going to be playing against a guy that isn't a natural fullback, probably. So that could play into your advantage. Obviously, it's still a pretty good defender in Manuel Akanji, but
definitely a good defender. But I'm telling you, if that team sheet comes out and I see the name Barisic starting,
it's not.
I'm right now. If he plays him, I swear, man. And see if I see on that bench Cedric Itten, I'm telling you, no.
Oh,
What are you?
he's not in the European squad, so you're all right.
Good, good. I know the Scottish boys are in it because they have to be in it because of the whole thing. You've educated me on that, so that's good. But as long as I don't see any silly names near this team in such a big game, in terms of European, obviously the bigger game is Dundee. We're all agreeing on that. The bigger game is Dundee. But as long as I don't see any silly names on that park, I swear, see if he's playing, I'll fly to Germany. I'm telling you.
I know we'll just need to wait and see what the team lineup comes out, but it's going to be nice to think about this fixture to come up on Thursday. Sunday, as we say, obviously is going to look like more in the important game for us anyway in terms of the league. Dundee United away from home. We get a narrow win against them. The last time we played at Ibrox 1-0 with the Tavernier penalty. Earlier on in the season, we get beat off them 1-0 at Tannadice, our only visit there. So going back to Tannadice again is going to need to be the same as it's been in the league against Hearts and Hibs. It's going to need to be full throttle. We're going to need to actually go and have a go and win the game. Obviously, we need to win the game. Dundee United though are hitting form at the right time. They've picked up their form since I think they went through a really bad patching up and able to really score goals. But they've got Tony Watt in now. They've sold Jandu Fuchs, which is probably better for us because he looked like one of their better players. They sold him on deadline day. I think it might have been Peterborough.
Peterborough?
I think so, aye. He definitely left in deadline day. I can't remember who he went to, though.
I know where the Hingway boy for St Johnstone went and all.
Aye, Peterborough United he went to. Who was it for St Johnstone?
That young lad everyone used to go on about.
By Ali McCann. He went to Preston.
Preston.
So the two of them in the same league now. But he went away to Peterborough as well, so weakening their side. But it's always going to be a tough game at Tannadice. Like, they always want to beat Rangers at Tannadice, just like any other team would be. But it's another cup final. It's another sort of game of pressure that we need to go and deal with. I'm looking forward to it. Obviously, I'm going to be going to the game, which is going to be exciting. So hopefully the team go out there and obviously get the victory. So, how are you looking forward to this one then?
I was just looking at the table there, and I mean, that's a really good season for Dundee.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, compared to where they were last season, they were in the relegation sort of kit, 8th. They're taxi driver
bottom 6, I think.
Aye, so I mean, that's a really good season for them, and I think that's probably a team that maybe a lot of people only talking about. Maybe they're talking about them. I haven't heard a lot about it, but I mean, look, for them in Motherwell, that's a really good season. Same as St Johnstone, just right behind them, but no, St Johnstone sitting in your dafty St Johnstone in the relegation battle. That's what we predicted. But no, I mean, their keeper, I mean, that's the one that we've been linked with. Looks decent enough. I mean, it's Tony Watt in it anyway. Do you know what I mean? That's about the only one I can think of. I mean, it's been difficult. I mean, Tavernier scored a sensational free kick, as we all know about. So I'm a bit nervous for this one. Obviously, you're going up there or wherever it is for the away game, mate. Enjoy yourself. Hopefully we do get the 3 points, but it's a tough one to predict, as I say. Hopefully, as we said, Ryan Jack's back and can be involved in the team. That would be a massive plus. As I say, now every game is a cup final now. I don't care if it's home. We have to win every game now. We've put ourselves in this position. Now we have to win every game. It's a cup final.
It's exactly it. It's already getting me nervous even thinking about it, even talking about it. Like,
why are we talking about it? Let's go back to first.
I haven't missed the stressy league games, but here we are again talking about it. For team wise, I think it will be the exact same team that started against Hearts, bar obviously Philip Hollander. I think will come in for bargain. I think it will probably be the same sort of thing. Hopefully Ryan Jack's ready. If not, Ryan Jack will be replaced by Kamara. But definitely, if that team shows the same intent they did against Hearts, we should have no problems. But obviously, away from home, we know how we've been away from home at times. It's been drab. But
can I just say something as well? It's mental that we're talking about Kamara, Ryan Jack. We've got Aaron Ramsey.
I know he could very well start the game as well.
I'm just thinking on that. We're talking about Jack to come in, and I'm like, that's mental.
But then I don't think anybody thought that Lundstrom would be the first name in the team sheet.
Oh,
like a couple of
listen,
weeks ago.
back the guy.
So
I back him. I like him a lot, as I say. But no, I would like to see Aaron Ramsey maybe come in for this game, mate. I'm going to
that'd
say
be
right now.
that'd be quite
I'd
good
like to see
actually.
Aaron Ramsey getting his minutes a full 90. That'd be decent. As I say, it's a cup final now. You've got to go out and do the kind of business that we need to be doing. So I'm all nervous about this game now. I was
the quicker we shut the book on that
with
one, the
Thursday
better.
night. I was thinking anything can happen with Thursday night, and now I'm sitting here thinking to myself, God, just win the game, will you? Do you know what I mean? It's buckling it now, man. But I think that could be a game that maybe Ramsey comes in. I definitely think he'll get minutes again in Germany. Is he in it? Can he play? Aye.
Well, actually thinking about the European squad, I think it was Sands, Ramsey, and
That's a
Diallo that got added into it.
right. That's another one for me as well. I know, laugh all you want. I don't care what people think, right? Sands is another one I think maybe could be decent for Thursday as well. I don't know. I'm just thinking Americans
Depending on, I can't remember if Hollander was in the squad or not, because obviously he was injured when it was made. So I can't remember if he was actually in the squad. So if Hollander isn't, that means we're going to need to bank on Balogun being back. If not, maybe James Sands at centre half with Bassett left back, because we have got options there. I think options that are probably better than playing Bassett at centre half and Barisic, to be honest with you. Even if we don't have Balogun or Hollander, we could maybe change the system and go with a 3 at the back, with maybe Sands, Bassett and Golson. I feel like I'd be more secure rather than just the two of them. But time will tell. Time will tell if Gio's going to change it, if Balogun will make it. That we'll see what happens in his press conference on Wednesday. But aye, well, hopefully we get 2 victories. It'd be very welcome, obviously. At this time of the season, it would be massive for us. So, aye, that's all the
so we're getting on
news
to the main news.
in terms of
Getting on to
Rangers
the main
stuff.
news.
But the main news, obviously, everybody waits for is Jamshed Spur are back on form. Greg Stewart is back on form. 2 goals, and they win the game. Man of the match as well.
So you get 2 goals in a man of the match.
Mm-hmm.
Why is this guy not going on Thursday?
I know. It's just thinking if that guy was still at the club.
Nah, tremendous for him. I'm telling you. I hope he at the top of the league. Or?
They are sitting 3rd at the moment. There's 4 off top spot. Greg Stewart's current stats for the season are 14 games played, 7 goals scored, and 6 assists. So
that's unbelievable for Greggy. That is unbelievable for Greggy Stewart. But telling you, that guy deserves it. I'm telling you, he deserves to win the league this season. Give him a Ballon d'Or. I'm saying it. Give him a Ballon d'Or.
Put him in the run. But he's doing well over there again. So it's nice to see him doing well. But that's been the podcast for this week. We've talked about obviously the next 2 games, positivity leading up to the games, which is good as well. So looking forward to Thursday and then looking forward to Sunday after that. As always, if you could like, subscribe and share about for us, it'd be very much appreciated. And we'll see you next week. Cheers.